Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at noon.
The North Dakota Department of Health released their updated COVID-19 numbers for the state. In total, there are now 331 confirmed cases of COVID-19. 23 new cases of the disease have been confirmed since the last update. 13 patients are currently being hospitalized due to the illness, while 127 people have recovered, meaning that there are now 196 active cases in the state. There have been no new deaths being attributed to the disease, meaning that the state death toll remains at 8. The state of Minnesota is reporting 29 new cases of COVID-19, bringing the total reported to 1,650. The death toll remains at 70. 842 people no longer need to be in isolation and are listed as recovered. You see, Clay County has the darkest shade of blue in our area with 40 confirmed cases so far. Wilkin, Beltrami, and Ottertail also have higher totals, ranging from 7 to 4 cases. The Fargo Dome is now filled with hospital beds in preparation for a surge of COVID-19 patients. Governor Doug Burgum posted this picture saying he doesn't believe the state will need these beds, but they need to be prepared in case. Currently, the governor says less than 1% of North Dakota hospital beds are being used for coronavirus patients. Well, new at noon, 5 men are in the Grand Forks jail after police say they broke into someone's apartment and assaulted the victim before stealing their money. These 5 are sitting in jail on a range of charges including assault, burglary, and robbery. All the suspects are from Fargo or Grand Forks. The assault happened late last night in an apartment. The victim says the men broke into the unit, assaulted the victim, and then forced an electronic transfer of money. For all their names and complete charges, find this story on the VNL News app. Also new at noon, Fargo police want your help finding a missing woman. In a Facebook post, police said they are trying to find Krista Lynn Hagen. Hagen is 44 years old with blonde hair and hazel eyes. She is 5'6" and approximately 160 pounds. She was last seen on April 6th. If you have any information on where she may be, please call the Fargo Police Department. Well, let's get a check-in with meteorologist Lisa Green as we fight these colder than usual temperatures right now. And are those flurries we're seeing, Lisa?
Yes, there are some flakes flying around out there today. Once again, you know, we had them on Easter and we just can't shake them, which is why I'm at home now. We are doing some more social distancing. I'm not under quarantine, just at home, keeping that safe distance here for the noon show today. But we want to tell you all about the snow, the cold that we have to deal with here today, yet again to start off the work week. So cold, in fact, that 20-degree number that you see on the screen, that's 20+ degrees below average that we happen to be at here. And that for Fargo, our forecast 30 degrees today. That's 55 degrees, or rather 25 degrees below average, which is 55 for this state. And a forecast for Grand Forks 26, well below average for us there too. Our temperatures are currently into the 20s and teens, 24 right now in Fargo. Check out the snow showers. They're just now moving into the FM Metro, another round of them. So hold on for that. And there's more where that came from. This is throughout much of the valley, and as you look off to the north and west, you can expect to see more areas of snow working their way through. So we're going to talk more about that and take a look at an improving forecast for the week too, coming up in just a few minutes.
Thanks so much, Lisa. Well, we have new information on the porch pirate in West Fargo that was arrested thanks to help from a doorbell camera. Authorities are now identifying the suspect. He's 28-year-old Anthony Springer. Charges are pending against him, but he was arrested on outstanding warrants. This is all in connection to a case we've been following. It happened this past Friday in the Rivers Bend neighborhood. Police then spent the weekend looking for the thieves and found one of them at the Ramada Hotel in Fargo on 13th Avenue. A search of the car turned up stolen items that were brought back to their rightful owners. Police say the case is still under investigation. Former Minnesota Vikings quarterback Tarvaris Jackson was killed in a car crash over the weekend in Alabama. Jackson, who was most recently a quarterback coach for Tennessee State University, played 9 seasons in the NFL. He was drafted by the Vikings in 2006 and spent 5 years with the team before finishing his career in Seattle. Jackson led the Vikings to a playoff appearance in 2008. He is survived by his wife and 3 children. Well, starting today, patients and visitors at all essential facilities are urged to wear a cloth mask over their nose and mouth to help limit the spread of COVID-19. If you don't have one, Essentia will supply one, but bringing your own will help them preserve their supply for staff members. And President Donald Trump said he would spend the weekend thinking about what he calls the toughest decision of his presidency: when and how to reopen the economy. Natalie Brand has more details from the White House.
President Trump is preparing to announce as early as tomorrow a new team of doctors and business leaders to help determine when and how to reopen the country.
We'll be announcing names on Tuesday who's on that, and that'll play a role, but ultimately I have to make that decision.
The White House is eyeing May to possibly get people back to work, but some in hard-hit areas are concerned that may be too soon.
We start to get back on our feet too soon. I fear, based on the data we're looking at, that we could be throwing gasoline on the fire.
There's no question we're going to be opening at some risk. I think that's inevitable. There's a lot of pressure right now from the business community on not just the administration, but governors as well, to start reopening the economy.
But Dr. Anthony Fauci has said economic decisions will be dictated by what the virus is doing.
It's going to be depending where you are in the country, the nature of the outbreak that you've already experienced, and the threat of an outbreak that you may not have experienced.
A New York Times report says Dr. Fauci and other medical experts recommended social distancing in mid to late February, weeks before the White House guidelines were put in place. Dr. Fauci was asked whether that could have made a difference.
Mitigation earlier, you could have saved lives. Obviously, no one is going to deny that. But what goes into those kinds of decisions is complicated. But you're right. I mean, obviously, if we had right from the very beginning shut everything down, it may have been a little bit different. But there was a lot of pushback about shutting things down back then.
President Trump pushed back on the New York Times story, calling it fake news, and he retweeted a tweet that included the hashtag #FireFauci. The president insists he acted early with travel restrictions on China. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Stimulus money has begun hitting accounts for qualified people with direct deposits already set up, and Congress continues to negotiate with the White House over expanding the small business loan program designed to keep people employed. In our consumer alert this afternoon, Google is rolling out changes to search results to make it easier to find virtual healthcare options. The search engine will highlight more telehealth services, which have seen a surge in demand during the virus outbreak. Healthcare providers that offer a virtual option will be able to add a link on their business profile, which will appear in search results and on Google Maps. If the provider has a page dedicated to information about COVID-19, Google will automatically surface a link to that page as well. And Amazon is putting new grocery delivery customers on a wait list. Many shoppers recently found they could not place orders due to a lack of available delivery slots. Amazon said it would waitlist new customers starting today, while working on adding capacity each week. Amazon also plans to shorten hours at some Whole Foods stores so its employees can fill online grocery orders. In recent weeks, it increased the number of Whole Foods stores offering grocery pickup to more than 150 locations. Well, coming up at noon, as temperatures warm and the pandemic rolls on, a hobby that could not only pass the time, but also benefit your health in more than one way. But next, weather to plan your day.